Good morning. The scene where that deadly rampage through a bike path ended here along the West Side Highway is now reopened. 2 people died, a teacher and a student, and more than 40 others were sent to the hospital. Investigators have been going in and out of the wreckage that still sits here on I-80 at this hour.
Gigi Hadid pasando por la vergüenza de su vida después de decir algo incorrecto acerca de su novio, Zayn Malik.
Christine, good morning. Right now we're on 287. We've been stuck here for a little over an hour now. Traffic is at a standstill. So right now we're at the corner of 45th Street and Park Avenue, and as you can see, everything, including myself, is covered in snow. We're outside of Martha's Country Bakery, which I like to call paradise for the sweets lover, with everything from macarons to passion fruit mousse. They're sure to have something for everyone. If you're going to be spending time outdoors, they say, of course, stay hydrated, and if you're going to be out in the sun, don't forget the sunscreen. The borough says it's an issue of public safety, and while it tries to clear up the side streets, you'll notice signs like the one right behind me, or your GPS may look a lot like mine. Each one of those 60 closures distinctly marked. A terrifying crash on I-80 today. It happened early at around 10:20 in the morning. The Paramus school bus heading from Eastbrook Middle School to Waterloo Village on a field trip. There were 38 fifth-grade students and 7 adults on board, 1 teacher and 1 student dying in the crash. It was less than 3 miles from its destination when it collided with that dump truck. 43 people were injured and taken to 6 different hospitals, some of those victims now undergoing surgery. The governor saying this about the tragedy.
So our thoughts and prayers are with the families, the teachers, the counselors, the staff, the extraordinary first responders who in many cases in the Paramus family were at the scene of this awful accident.
And on this sad day, Bergen County Executive Jim Tedesco saying the community is standing together as they mourn the loss.
This community has been strong. It will continue to be strong. It will come together and support the entire education community.
No word yet on the bus driver's condition. State police are talking to the driver of the dump truck, that truck belonging to Mendez Trucking Company. We know their trucks have been in 7 crashes in the last 2 years. Authorities, though, have not yet said how this collision may have happened. A cooler filled with bottled waters and snacks sits outside Velvet Poveromo's home here in New Milford. It's a tradition her husband started 8 summers ago after seeing a sanitation worker fatigued from working out in the heat.
And when the truck pulled up, he went out and said, from now on, every day during the week, there'll be cold bottled water for you. Help yourselves.
And every year since then, Charlie would put out the cooler in the summer to make sure anyone working outside was properly hydrated. But just a few months ago, Charlie passed away from complications after a heart attack.
And when the weather finally warms up, I thought about it and I said, so water bottles. And I knew I had to, because it was his tradition.
And during this heat wave, those workers are stopping for a water, grateful for the simple gesture.
Yeah, it's too hard. It's a lot of work. It's too hard. For real, it's difficult work. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Velvet shared her story on social media, and it's gone viral. Several Charlie's coolers popping up in different states. As more people get involved, Velvet tells me the movement is a symbol of her husband's kindness.
Charlie is grinning from ear to ear right now. He's thrilled. I have no doubt he knows what's going on and that he is hopefully proud of me. And, sorry. And he's thrilled because this is totally him. And he's getting the recognition that he deserved. And he would never tell anybody things because he did it out of the kindness of his heart, not for recognition.
As she remembered Charlie, her husband of 37 years, she told me this.
He always said to me, "You're never getting rid of me." As a matter of fact, those were his last words. And I never will.
And true to those words, his memory and kindness live on through this cooler and other Charlie's coolers around the nation. In New Milford, Arnold Godoy, FiOS 1 News.
Well, it is very important. You know, it's a special day that we make the time to celebrate love.
Flowers, candy, stuffed animals, all ways many will show their love today, but the top seller,
The main thing this holiday is roses.
Emilio Ragone, owner of Emilio's and Liz's Bayway Florist, tells me this is their biggest day. Last year, they sold 6,000 roses. This year, they expect to sell 2,000 more. And that's just the roses. The flower arrangements, balloons, and other items will go too.
By 8 o'clock tonight, all this stuff will be gone.
Today at this shop, gifts are still available for the last-minute shopper, but many were already sold. The florist telling me it's important to buy early.
We got people walk in to buy one rose. A man came yesterday, give me 6 dozen roses. You don't know who's gonna do what. That's the way it goes, you know?
Because you never know when the shops will run out of gifts as people scramble to make their loved ones feel special on this day. But one shopper today reminds us that while today is important, we shouldn't just wait until Valentine's Day to show those special to us that we care for them.
She already knows because Valentine's Day, for me at least, is every day. It's not just today.
In Elizabeth, Arnold Godoy, FiOS 1 News. Jackie, we continue to follow that investigation into the officer-involved shooting that happened here in North Bergen. It all happened early this morning on Givernaud Terrace, right behind me here. We're now hearing from one of the neighbors who called 911 after hearing a woman screaming outside.
And when she was screaming, I was, help me, someone help. And then when I looked, I called the cops, and I didn't know if she was stabbed, but she was like standing, and then she fell to the ground, and that's when the cops started screaming, I got 2 victims, and then you hear the shots.
Those shots we now know were part of an officer-involved shooting. Authorities first receiving a call to the scene around 3:30. Witnesses say at least 2 people were stabbed. They're said to have been taken to Jersey City Medical Center. A cop was also injured, but the North Bergen police chief tells us his officers are okay. Authorities were here throughout the morning. Union Turnpike roped off as authorities scoured the crime scene for evidence. Investigators finishing up here after nearly 4 hours on scene. Now, the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office is leading the investigation as this was an officer-involved shooting. We will continue to follow this story for you throughout the day and bring you the latest as it becomes available. In North Bergen, Arnold Godoy, FiOS 1 News. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here at FiOS 1 News. I'm Arnold Godoy. Christine, good morning. Right now, Patterson Plank Road still blocked off after that deadly crash. We're hearing it was a head-on collision. This is the popular dessert here at Taiyaki NYC, a Japanese ice cream shop. It's matcha and black sesame ice cream served in a fish-shaped waffle cone with a red bean filling. This is the window the thief used to get inside. The owners tell me the person got away with cash.